From a wand so attuned to its owner that it casts spells on his behalf without being asked, to a wand so saturated in dark magic that the good guys felt sick even holding it, to the only wand in history that has never lost a fight. These are the 15 most powerful wands in the Harry Potter universe. And while some of these belong to names you'd expect, others belong to characters so overlooked, you've probably forgotten they existed. Let's fix that. Number 15, James Potter's Wand. Kicking things off, James Potter. Charming, talented, adored. Also, by most accounts, a complete nightmare at school. But his wand? No notes. Mahogany construction, unknown core, and particularly well-suited to transfiguration, which tracks given James was an animagus who could transform into a full-grown stag at will. That's not a casual party trick. That's elite-level magic. The detail that really stands out, though, it's hinted that if James had been holding his wand when Voldemort came through the door, the night in Godric's Hollow might have ended very differently. He wasn't. He didn't make it. But the implication is there. The right wizard, armed with the right wand, might have survived. That's a powerful wand. Number 14, Lucius Malfoy's Wand. Lucius Malfoy's wand is probably the most theatrical on this entire list. Concealed inside a snake-headed walking stick, passed down through the Malfoy family for generations. Elmwood, dragon heartstring core. Very on brand for a man whose entire personality is, I have money and I want you to know it. But function aside, when Voldemort needed a wand to kill Harry Potter at the Battle of Hogwarts, after his own wand had been compromised, it was Lucius Malfoy's he reached for. He didn't grab just any wand. He chose this one. And he would have got the job done too if Harry's wand hadn't done something no one could fully explain and destroyed Voldemort's borrowed wand mid-flight. The walking stick is ridiculous. The wand inside it is genuinely dangerous. Number 13, Remus Lupin's Wand. Cypress wood, unicorn hair core. Cypress, as a wand would, tends to gravitate toward self-sacrificing wizards. Wizards who put themselves in danger for others, which is basically Lupin's entire biography. The unicorn hair amplified that, producing magic that was reliable, consistent, and particularly powerful for protective and counter-jinx work. Given that Lupin was one of the finest Defense Against the Dark Arts teachers Hogwarts ever had, and produced a corporeal Patronus without breaking a sweat, his wand was clearly doing its job. The tragic footnote? It wasn't enough to keep him alive at the Battle of Hogwarts. The wizard responsible for that is up next. Number 12, Antonin Dolohov's Wand. Antonin Dolohov, Death Eater, sadist, and one of the genuinely frightening background villains of the series. Wood and core unknown, but here's what we do know. Dolohov's wand allowed him to cast complex, powerful curses non-verbally. No incantation, no warning, just a gesture and someone's on the floor. That kind of silent casting requires an extremely tight bond between wand and wizard. Most wizards, even competent ones, struggle to cast non-verbally. Dolohov did it routinely, including the curse that nearly killed Hermione in the Department of Mysteries. He also killed Lupin. Not a wand to be casual about. The fact that Professor Flitwick eventually ended him at the Battle of Hogwarts makes Flitwick's entry on this list make a lot more sense. Number 11, Amelia Bones's Wand. Amelia Bones, head of magical law enforcement, and someone Dumbledore personally described as a highly impressive witch. That alone earns her a mention. We never see her fight on page or screen. She was murdered by Voldemort off-panel, before the events of Half-Blood Prince. But consider that. Voldemort went himself. He didn't send a Death Eater. He didn't delegate. He considered Amelia Bones enough of a threat that he personally dealt with her. And even then, she apparently made it difficult for him. A witch who gave Voldemort trouble in a duel has a wand that belongs on this list, even if we never got to see it properly. Number 10, Professor Flitwick's Wand. Phileas Flitwick, Charms Master, head of Ravenclaw, and one of the most quietly terrifying witches and wizards in the entire series. Before teaching, Flitwick was a competitive duelist. Not just good, legendary. Undefeated. In formal dueling, which is a world of specialists and practitioners who train for nothing else, Flitwick won everything. His wand's composition is unknown, but you don't build a record like that with a mediocre piece of wood and a weak core. He also killed Dolohov at Hogwarts during the final battle. The only wizard ever to beat Flitwick in combat was Voldemort himself. And Voldemort was carrying the Elder Wand at the time, so that particular result has an asterisk. Underrated wizard. Genuinely formidable wand. Number 9, Professor McGonagall's Wand. McGonagall, Transfiguration Master, Headmistress, and the woman who dueled Lord Voldemort directly and survived. Her wand? Firwood, Dragon Heartstring Core. Dragon Heartstring wands tend to produce powerful, expressive magic, sometimes described as flamboyant, which is a funny word to associate with McGonagall, who has approximately 0 flamboyance as a person. But in a duel, it tracks. Her magic is precise, large-scale, and decisive. She's the one who brought Hogwarts Stone Knights to life during the battle. She coordinated the castle's magical defenses. She survived a direct confrontation with the most dangerous dark wizard alive. The wand matched the witch. Both exceptional. Number 8. Severus Snape's wand. Snape's wand. Details unknown. And honestly, that almost doesn't matter, because Snape's magic was so innate, so self-generated, that his wand was functioning as an amplifier for something already extraordinary, rather than the source of it. He invented his own spells, Levicorpus, Sectum Sempra, things that required a depth of magical understanding that most witches and wizards never reach. He was effectively unbeaten in duels throughout the series, and he taught defense against the dark arts and potions to a generation of Hogwarts students while secretly running one of the most dangerous double-agent operations in wizarding history. The wand was powerful because the wizard was powerful. Hard to separate the two. Number 7. Grindelwald's first wand. Before he got his hands on the Elder Wand, Grindelwald had a wand of his own, and it was already something to be feared. Details are sparse, but consider what he achieved with it. He killed and tortured some of the most powerful witches and wizards of his era, conducted magical experiments dark enough to get him expelled from Durmstrang, a school with a notoriously relaxed attitude toward the dark arts, and was building toward a global wizarding takeover before he was stopped. All of that before he upgraded. Whatever his original wand was made of, it was doing some serious work. Number 6. Bellatrix Lestrange's wand. Walnut, Dragon Heartstring. Described by Ollivander as unyielding. The last word is the important one. An unyielding wand demands mastery from its owner. It won't perform for someone who isn't fully committed. In the wrong hands, it's useless. In Bellatrix's hands, it was one of the most destructive weapons in the series. Here's the detail that tells you everything. The wand became so deeply associated with the Cruciatus Curse, through years of repeated use, that it almost seemed specialized for it. Wands can develop affinities through use, and Bellatrix's had developed one for causing pain. When Harry and Hermione used it during the Gringotts break-in, both of them found it uncomfortable to hold. The wand itself felt wrong. That's not a normal wand. That's something that's been fundamentally changed by what it's been used for. Number 5. Harry Potter's wand. Hollywood, Phoenix Feather Core, 11 inches. Made by Ollivander. And the phoenix feather inside it came from Fawkes, Dumbledore's own phoenix, who gave exactly 2 feathers in his entire life. Harry's wand chose him in Ollivander's shop before he'd been told anything about what it meant, and over the course of the series, it did things that couldn't be explained purely by the wizard holding it. It cast spells independently to protect him. It connected with Voldemort's wand through Priori Incantatem, the twin wand effect, and produced an effect that no one could fully predict or control. And the other feather from Fawkes? That brings us to number 4. Number 4. Voldemort's wand. Phoenix feather. 13.5 inches. The twin of Harry's wand, technically. But longer, darker in wood, and built for a very different purpose. Voldemort's wand was the instrument through which he cast Avada Kedavra more times than anyone in recorded wizarding history. It helped him create his Horcruxes, the splitting of a soul into objects, a feat of dark magic so extreme that most wizards wouldn't even research it, let alone attempt it. It was wielded by a wizard who had mastered virtually every branch of magic, including several that were considered impossible. The wand itself was terrifying. The wizard holding it made it legendary. Number 3. Dumbledore's first wand. Here's the one that gets overlooked. Before Dumbledore ever held the Elder Wand, he already had a wand that helped him become widely regarded as the greatest wizard of his age. We don't know its composition. We do know what he achieved with it. Mastery of transfiguration, charms, elemental magic, alchemy, and occlumency. Exceptional academic results. A reputation that made him the most feared opponent in the wizarding world long before he entered the room. And then, using that original wand, he defeated Gellert Grindelwald in single combat. Grindelwald, who at that point was carrying the Elder Wand. The most powerful wand ever made was on the losing side of that duel. Dumbledore's original wand beat it. That belongs in the top 3. Number 2. Merlin's wand. We never see it. It's never described. But it's canon, and the canon says Merlin was the most powerful wizard who ever lived, considered greater even than Dumbledore. Every Order of Merlin award in the wizarding world is named after him. 1,000 years on, his legacy hasn't been touched. A wizard of that caliber doesn't channel that kind of power through a substandard wand. Whatever Merlin's wand was made of, whatever was inside it, it was the instrument through which one of history's most extraordinary magical minds worked. Whoever finds it first is having a very good day. Finally, number 1. The Elder Wand, Elderwood, Thestral Hair Core, and according to legend, created by Death himself. The Elder Wand, also known as Death Stick, the Wand of Destiny, is one of the 3 Deathly Hallows. It is, by every account, the most powerful wand ever made. It has never been beaten in direct combat throughout its entire recorded history. Every witch or wizard who has cared for it has been virtually undefeatable in a duel, from the Peveril brothers, to Grindelwald, to Dumbledore, to Voldemort. It amplifies its owner's existing abilities to a level no other wand can match. The only reason it ended up in a 17-year-old's hands at the end of the series is because the line of ownership had been quietly transferred through a series of events involving Draco Malfoy's wand being disarmed in a corridor, and Harry had done the disarming. Thestral Hair as a core, by the way, can only be mastered by a wizard who has witnessed death and accepted it. It's not subtle about what it is. Number 1. Not close. If you're staying in the wizarding world, click this video right here. It's what if every other character raised Harry Potter? Neville's Gran, the Malfoys, Hagrid? Every scenario plays out completely differently. Some of them are wild. Go watch it.